Good morning, everybody. Wait for everybody to kind of come in and see if I can adjust my mask so that I can see a little bit better. What craziness, yes. Good morning. The masks we wear is what we're talking about today, and I went and dug up masks. My voice still is not with me, so. Good morning, Patrick. Morning, Michael. So, let me take a couple more sips of coffee. I was busy digging for masks and did not drink coffee, so the coffee will help my throat. Drink with me, except coffee, not alcohol. So, okay. I'm going to try to read this quote with this one. This is almost as difficult as eyelashes or something. It changes your perception completely when you're wearing a mask. Go figure. Changes your perception of life completely. The inner voice has both gentleness and clarity. So to get to authenticity, you really keep going down to the bone, to the honesty, and to the inevitability of something. Meredith Monk. I actually have no clue who Meredith Monk is, but I read that quote this morning and I was like, that's good, because what is this? Here I am talking about, hi Sandra, talking about masks and the masks that we wear and how they change our perception to our world, to our life, to the things, the people around us, and to the emotion as well. And here we are on the very last day of 2017. Tomorrow is a brand new year, a brand new adventure, just like every single day in 2017 was. But the first day in 2018, we are actually paying attention to the adventure. We're trying to prepare ourselves for the adventure that we want. We're trying to have the best possible 2018 that we each desire. So the question is, how many masks are you walking into the year with? How many things are you actually carrying? Happening from the Netherlands. Oh, wow, Netherlands. Thank you for joining us, Sandra. So how many masks do we each carry into the new year now? Well, I, for one, have a whole bunch on to the point that I can't even really see my screen, so I can't even believe I was reading some. And as we take the masks off, we take these masks off, and guess what? I removed one mask, and I have better sight. I have a lighter feeling. I feel closer to myself. It does come down to how it changes the perception of our world. And it's coming back down to, down to the bone of the matter, down to really getting back in touch with our emotions, with other people's emotions, authentic state of living. And all month long I've been talking about getting in touch with your emotions, getting in touch with your thoughts, how to get into alignment with it. If you're not being authentically you, even with you, how do you even know what you're thinking or what you're feeling if it is even something that you want? And a lot of the time, what we experience in life is we experience these things that we call beliefs, that we call, well, we have the societal beliefs, we've got our personal beliefs, we have our religious beliefs, we have beliefs around all these different things. But how many of those beliefs are truly ours as an individual? I actually challenge you today to kind of go in and look at that. I know that at the beginning of the month, I did a talk on beliefs. But we really are good at buying into other people's beliefs and owning them as our own. So, there's so many stories out there that kind of drive it home. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was, I think it was Les Brown, or I think it was Les Brown. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to give it to Les Brown. So he tells a story. It might be Jim Rohn, though. He tells us, oh, my mask is trying to fall off. It doesn't look in my face. He tells a story about his grandmother, basically. I mean, it's probably not his grandmother, but he talks about this roast. And with the roast, they always bought it with the bone in, and then they had to have this special pot that, that the roast fit in. And then, years later, Grandma is now too old to cook this special meal, and so Mom is doing it. Well, Mom doesn't have the special pots, but she still bought the roast with the bone in, and she's doing all this kind of stuff, and she's trying to fit it in all these different pots, and she's just getting frustrated, and she can't figure out why this isn't working. She's like, oh, I need Mom's pot, and finally somebody comes along and says, why don't you just take the bone out of the meat? And she's like, I don't know, I never thought about doing it that way, or just, cutting the bone off. Why not do that? And she's like, I've never thought about doing it that way. It's always been done this way. And when they went and they asked Grandma, well, why did you always buy the roast with the bone in? She said, oh, because I couldn't afford a pot big enough to fit the roast with the bone like that, and I couldn't afford the bone without the roast. So, I had to have this special thing that I had created all this different stuff. So what it came down to was a generation later, or even 2 generations later, it could have gone, we're doing things exactly the same way that Grandma did them because of a financial situation that she had going on, probably in the Depression, right? So where in your life are you buying this roast for this pot that's not even your pot? It's not your pot. You don't need to buy the roast that way. You can buy your own roast however you want. You have all these different pots to choose from, but you're doing it according to Grandma's way because it was the Depression, because it was this, because it was that. Where in your life are you living not in alignment to your true core beliefs, but you're living according to somebody else's? Where have you bought into somebody else's beliefs? Sandra said something on the mask story. It's sometimes so easy to let it go instead of take it off. Let it in. And I can't read with these masks on. Sorry. It's sometimes so easy to let it on. Okay. Yeah, it is so much. Sometimes it is easy to just lean into the mask, to buy into the crap of everything. But then as we slowly, it's good. I have to take these off. I can't wait to get rid of all my mess and put them back in the box over here. As we slowly let the roles and the masks that we have chosen to wear off, then we lighten our presence, we lighten our load, and it's not a lightening of, like our power. We become more empowered because we're becoming closer to self. We become more us, and in our truth, we actually really make a true stand in life. We let that light all the way out. This above all be true to self, and it must follow us the night and day. Thou canst be the false to any man. Shakespeare. Yet we run around in society and being false to every man, including self. All the time we run around and we're false to everybody. We're definitely false to ourselves by telling ourselves that we should do this or we should do that. When was the last time you sat down and had an authentic, emotionally authentic conversation with the closest people in your life? Really, truly, even though there was fear and doubt there, when was the last time you sat down and just let your heart be seen and felt? We don't do that because there's too much risk in that. It's too scary. And we certainly don't do it with people at work or people in church or our group of friends or the people that we associate with. We across the board, 90% of the time, 90% of the population is living with at least one mask on, but more than likely multiple masks on. And we've gotten very, very comfortable in that. But then we wonder why. Why can I not have what I want? Why can I not really truly attract into my life the things that I want, the things that I desire? Why am I not happy? That's what it always comes down to, right? Why am I not happy? And the answer is simply that you still have too many masks on. You have too many masks on to be happy. So you have to let those masks go. You have to let those masks go. And the closer to yourself you become, the closer to happiness you'll touch. And then one day you'll decide, this is ridiculous. Why am I hiding anymore? Why am I hiding? Why? When you come up with the answer that there really is no answer for you to hide, that you are a child of God, you are, oops, make sure that my nothing goes flying across here. Make sure that you are a child of God and there's nothing for you to hide from. You're beautiful, you are creative, you are strong, you are empowered, you are blessed, you deserve all the riches, all of the things that you desire in your life. You deserve to stand up and live the life that you want. In that moment is when you'll decide to actually be seen, to actually let your hair down like I just did, to actually really truly be seen and to be you. And you're going to find out that as you let go of all those masks and you lay them down and you just start to feel more yourself, and you start to just get to that raggedy edge, as I have called it so many times, because that's what it feels like. It's like, and raggedy edge is a racing term, but when the cars are up on the side of the racetrack and they get out there, it's called the raggedy edge, and the cars shake and more accidents can happen, and it's like, there's your heart's racing and there's some fear and there's risk and you got the butterflies and you're just like, oh my goodness. But guess what? It's out there that life happens. It's out there on the raggedy edge. Hi there, a couple more people. Hi, Mary. It's out there on that raggedy edge that you really have the opportunity to push forward, to drive forward, to be all that you can be in those moments, and that you can just really feel alive and experience life and grow. Because guess what? That raggedy edge is right before you tip through certain boundaries that really are yours. And it's not about going out there and being stupid and doing crazy stuff that's going to cause you danger. This is about pushing up against the fear of being self, the fear of allowing yourself to be revealed, the fear of really standing in your power. Stop playing small. Start playing big, because you are big. You are glorious. And that, I mean, if you walk into 2018 with goals that are itty bitty goals like that, and they don't give you that raggedy edge feeling, if you're not rattling your own cage, then you're not growing. And that's the whole thing, is rattling your own cage so that you can grow. Your boundaries will change with you. You will expand. Your vessel will grow. You'll be able to receive more blessings. As long as you walk around in masks, you're going to receive false blessings and you're going to lose those blessings. As long as you walk around with masks, your vessel will remain small. You will remain small because you are running underneath the dictatorship of somebody else's perception of the way your life should be. Somebody else's belief, not your own. And allow your beliefs to change, because you know what a belief is? A belief is nothing more than a constant thought that you're thinking. The thoughts that you think the most, and translate into feelings that you feel the most. That's how a belief is created. So you make a decision as to what that belief is. You make a decision as to what those thoughts are, those feelings are. And all month long, we've been, talking about how to do just that. How do you think the thoughts, feel the feelings, and really truly create? And there's been all these little steps along the way as to how to psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, physically take action toward changing those belief structures and taking away the goddamn masks. Just get rid of the masks. But where in 2018 will you drop all your masks? Where? I, for one, I know that I still have some masks. I've created masks over the last 10 years of my coaching practice. I have created masks that are very, very comfortable and fun, but they're masks that no longer serve me. Masks that no longer serve me, and I've realized that over the course of 2017, that these masks that helped me are now hindering me. Well, they're hindering me because I'm allowing them to hinder me, and I have gotten comfortable in them. So now it's time to reinvent. It's time to reinvent and let a deeper level of my truth out, to stand up a little bit higher, to really truly embody self a little bit more. And we're never going to fully get to 100% authenticity as long as we're living. We're just not. It is our true authentic state. It is a high vibrational energy. It's that divine inside. So we're not going to experience it. But we can certainly tap in and move closer and experience more of our greatness. Somebody is like ding, ding, dinging over here. I think it's just my kid upstairs messaging me. Hopefully nobody's sick. I'm sick. No. Okay. So, but there you have it. I mean, it's really, truly about letting go of the mask. So, everybody's so quiet out there this morning. Are you guys all asleep and sleeping in on New Year's Eve so you can go party tonight? If anybody's going to a masquerade party tonight, you're probably going to remember this talk. I thought, what better day of the year to go dig up a bunch of masks and wear them the day that so many people go out on a masquerade party and go and get dressed up and at least put a whole bunch of stuff. I watched this girl the other day put all this glitter on her face and on her eyes and the big long fake eyelashes and glitter in her hair, and she looked beautiful. She looked like a beautiful angel fairy. And she was so excited, and she was checking herself out and everything. And at the same time, I watched her put on probably 15 pounds of makeup. And by the time the woman that started in the mirror was not the woman that left the building, she looked so different. And it was all a mask. And sometimes it comes down just to that. Years ago, I decided that I wasn't going to wear any more foundation or blush, that my makeup was going to be so simplistic. I was just going to do eyeliner and mascara and a little bit of lipstick every now and then, and just let everything else just, I'm not going to worry about it. If I have a flaw, I have a flaw. I'm human. Get over it. Move on. That was kind of like a revealing state of being more authentically me and just embracing and learning how to fall in love with me. And that's the other little thing here, is that the closer to, if we want to become our authentic self, if we want to take the masks off, we have to learn how to go back to the forgiveness stuff from the other day. We have to forgive ourselves. You can't be authentic as long as you're carrying around a grudge against yourself. There's no way you can be authentic with yourself if you're not in love with yourself. Make it a goal that over the course of 2018, you're going to learn how to fall in love with yourself. It can be that simple, and 2018 can catapult you into a beautiful 2019 of actually loving yourself, because even though it is just a decision away, these decisions have a lot of clearing work that needs to happen, and depending on how big your ball of negativity your ball of negative thoughts that you are so comfortable with is carrying around, that's the deciding factor on how quickly you move through anything. Because some of us have humongous balls of negativity and perception. Oh, off baking, yum, yum, yum. Sounds good. but these big balls of negativity that we're carrying around, and it really, some of us have little balls, some of us have big balls, some of us have multiple balls, and we're carrying this stuff around. And as we work through that stuff and really shining the light on it, as I refer to, because I love the practice of thinking about, like, we have to embrace our darkness. We can't just focus in on the light, because in the darkness is where we're going to find our true treasures. And that means that we've got to actually find that flicker of light within the darkness. But many of us are walking around with so many masks, we can't find. The push the live button on my computer screen because of the stupid mask on my face. Hit the button, there's a red button over there, and I'm sitting here going, where's the button? And my whole perception was off. Well, if we're walking around with these masks, how are we going to find our light? So we have to remove enough masks so that we can start finding that light within. And then we need to focus in on that light and bring forgiveness into the picture, which is self-love focused, which is really about appreciation with gratitude, doing those things. And then pushing ourselves out there on that raggedy edge. As we get closer, it's going to feel more, we're going to really go, oh my goodness, this is some shaky ground. This is new ground. I'm breaking new ground with myself. I've never been here before. Brings me back to my third quote. I tried to find 3 quotes, and I did this morning. The closer you can stay to emotional authenticity and people, character authenticity, the less you can go wrong. The closer you can stick to your emotional authenticity and people's emotional authenticity. So basically, it's taking people for right where they're at, because we're all learning, right? The more your character authenticity is going to be truly you, or as close to you as you can get in this lifetime. But basically, your intuition then, the feelings, your directional sense, that GPS system that I've talked about all month long, is going to guide you to your right choices instead of your wrong choices. So often we buy into our own emotional inauthenticity, that we are then feeding people the wrong emotional inauthenticity, and then we go from there, and we are giving them to our people in our life this ill view of us, this wrong view of us. And what do we get back? We get back all the things that aren't what we necessarily desire. We get back all those things. Oh, good morning, Amy. We get back all those things that just don't feel right. And then we go, why? Why is this happening? Why does this happen? And it's because we emotionally aren't providing the authenticity. We're not really stepping out there and letting ourselves be seen and standing in our power and having the courage to be us. And the biggest reason as to why we're scared to be us is because we are scared that we're going to lose people in our life. We're going to be judged harshly. Most of the time is what we're fearful of. We're going to be judged harshly for being us. So the fear of thoughts, views, and feelings about us, and the fear of losing connection, is what holds us in the spot of holding on to our masks. Sometimes we go out there and let me see if I can find one here. We go out there and and we show off our authentic self, and we let it out, and it can be whoo, and then somebody says something and it crushes us, and what do? We instantly go, oh, no, all right, that wasn't safe. That wasn't safe. I can't be me. I can't be me. Right here. This is what people want to see. This is how I keep my friends. This is how I keep appease everything and keep things safe, because I need to make sure that responsibility is taken care of, and this is taken care of, and that's taken care of. Goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. I may have to go get a coffee. Hold on, time out. Okay, cough drops. This is what happens when you are blowing and going and not taking care of yourself 100%. And it sucks. But it is a reminder to take care of yourself. And slow the fuck down and take care of yourself. And December and not slowing down. No, I've just been go, 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 go. Okay. Hopefully this cough will not do too much. Oh, I'm so sorry. What does Michael say? The mask hide a portion of self. Why? Why the need or security blanket? Habit conditioning, training, and yet unable to change. Habit retrain self, and release societal conditioning. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Yes, and you're so right. So right. It's habit, and we're comfortable. We're comfortable with our habits. Whether they're good or bad, we have a certain amount of comfort with them. Even the ones that make us not comfortable, make us not happy, self-sabotage habits, which we all have a bag of negative habits drag around, whether it is not loving ourselves, not forgiving ourselves. Notice those habits are all self habits focused on self, because the things that we do for ourselves, to ourselves, reflects out to what we draw into our life. So I think I'm going to call this quits around 30 minutes or so. Sorry. I think definitely my point has gotten through. If you came in late, I had a whole bunch of masks on. So I encourage you to go back when I hit finish and watch the front side of this live, because there's a whole bunch of stuff on there. And I was trying to make the point of how many masks we actually wear, and why. Why not just let them go? But I do encourage you over today to just really examine the masks that you're wearing and why you're wearing them. And it's not that you need to drop them all. Not right now. The closer you move to your true self, the happier you're going to be. But it's not an easy path. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. It's it's not an easy path to embrace self. It's not an easy path to really allow yourself to be seen and to stand in your power. And if you ask yourself, why am I playing small? Why do I insist on playing small? You may come up with some answers that you're not comfortable with. But in that, you're also going to come up with a desire. And isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that what all the great teachers, Gandhi, I can go up through so many different teachers out there. All the teachers talk about basically just a few things. Love being at the base, at the core, and desire is right there with it. We are desire-based creatures. No matter what we call God, the desire to connect to something greater than ourselves, the desire to have and experience so much more. It's not all about, tangible things. It's not all about materialistic things. We desire emotional things. We desire connection is the biggest thing. Connection and love. So why are you playing so small? Why are you playing so small and preventing yourself from achieving your desires? Ask yourself that. You might find the answer in the question of, why am I not happy? That's another great question to ask yourself. Dangerous, but a great question. So ask yourself those questions. And, if you feel like sharing with me, you know where to find me. I will tell you guys that I'm going to be doing Conscious Coffee Monday through Friday. I'm going to at least commit to January. I'm committing to the whole year. But I'm going to commit to that schedule through the month of January and see how it feels and see if I want to change it, because I know that doing it every single day, there's going to be times in the very near future that I'm not going to be able to do it every single day for travel reasons and different stuff. So, but if Monday through Friday sounds good to you guys, then that's what I'm going to connect to. Hold on. Amy, authentic connection is so worth the discomfort. Maybe I'll take it. Yes, it is. It is. It's a challenge well worth taking on, that's for sure. So, thank you everybody who joined today. Thank you for everybody who commented. That was my cough. I'm so sorry again for that. I hate coughing. Hate it. But I will catch you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m. on the very first day of 2018. Thank you, Sandra, for hanging in here and for joining us today. You have a fantastic New Year's too, all of you. Be safe, and I will catch you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m.